Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And
Roast.
I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
We are here with our first edition of Big Brother 28 live feed spoilers for the season. Cue the confetti. Wait, where's the confetti? Well, you know what? We're here. We're celebrating with you guys.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to be back.
It is so good to be back. I know this is day 5 in Big Brother 28, but it's really the first 24 hours of Big Brother proper to Jess and I, because without live feeds, what is Big Brother? The shows, they can edit whatever they want on there.
They are two completely different shows. And, we have the casuals, we have the live feeders, but it's cool to have you guys too, which is sort of like the hybrid of like, I'm watching the show, but I also want to know what's going on with the live feed. So welcome.
Welcome. We are so grateful you're here. And I think what's really tricky about the start of every Big Brother season is we all still have in the back of our minds all the memories from the season before. And what's
Yes.
going to make season 28 really hard? We were fed so well with the live feeds last season. I
Yeah.
have already sat back and I was like, man, if Vince was in the house right now, he would have 4 Final 2 deals. If Keanu was in the house right now, he would have a 10-person alliance. That alliance may not be real, but he's going to think that he has that alliance.
However, so far the live feeds are proving to be fruitful. I
Yes.
mean, we already have a showmance. It's like day 5. We got people kissing in the pods. We got people being jealous about it, being like, I can't be friends with your boyfriend because, all the girls don't want me to be friends with their boyfriend. Oh my God. There's so much drama going on already. It's
Yes.
wild.
And I think what we all need for Big Brother is we need people to root for, obviously. We need people to love, to care for.
Yes.
It is also very important that we have people to root against, because if you don't have the bad, you don't know what the good is.
Absolutely. But before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stick with us. We're going to have daily live feed updates for you here at the channel every single day, of course. So stick with us.
And also be sure to join our YouTube membership, because every week we are going to have exclusive Big Brother discussions there that you cannot find anywhere else. And this week we have a discussion that's all about one very important subject. Is this HOH twist that we saw where the newbies can't even play for it? Is this the most unfair twist in Big Brother history? Jess and I, we did a lot of research. We went back. We looked at the Big Brother twist. Like, we really have reached a determination. It is a very fun discussion. We highly suggest you check that out on YouTube memberships.
And thank you so much to everyone who has joined our memberships already. It really helps Matt and I here at the channel to be able to continue to bring you these live feed updates. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We very much appreciate that. All right, let's just start big picture now. D, who is technically just officially now in the Big Brother 28 house.
Sure.
She is also the first head of household of the season.
This is not surprising. I mean, D on Survivor, she'd be winning challenges. So this is not surprising.
No, it's not surprising at all. And what happens with the feeds, especially the very first day we get them, we find out all this information. We're just trying to swim around, trying to figure out what's real and what's not. And we have to kind of backtrack to kind of understand how we got there. Because very quickly after the feeds went up, it was confirmed that the nominees for this week are Yash, Mallory, and Taylor. One of them could end up leaving the Big Brother house, but we do have the Blockbuster back this season for some amount of time. Who knows when? And we also have the Power of Veto, which is taking place today.
But so far, it's not looking good for all of you Mallory fans out there.
Yeah, she is the current target, and it seems like, and this is a dagger right into my heart very early on this season, that, my beloved Melody may be used as the backup in the event that Mallory ends up going off the block, or someone wins the veto, or all of that sort of stuff transpires.
At least it's not my guy Drew, because he's doing really well. And I kind of thought that he might. He does have some reality TV background. He was on Beast Games. He's done Jubilee. He's been around sort of the block, and I think because of that, he has a pretty good social game in this.
Okay, so I just have so many unbelievably good things to say about Drew at this point. Like, he is an exceptional schmoozer. Like, he is somebody who, you go to a party, he's like talking to every group, and maybe after you leave the party, you wonder, like, Is he my new best friend? Is he somebody else's new best friend? This guy is everywhere. Like, how does he know everybody? I think we've all kind of been around social circles before where there
Mhm.
are people like this who just have kind of a natural gift. Like, he is probably the biggest social butterfly out of anyone in the house at this point.
Yeah, he's made a lot of connections because, yeah, Dee was considering him at one point to putting him on the block, but he went up and spoke to her, and now it's fine, and he's not on the block. And I think that it's a very special trait to have on a show like this, where social game is extremely important.
Mhm.
Jury management's very important. You don't want people to go out looking like clowns. It's really early to talk about jury, but you never
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
who's going to end up there, right? Like, the connections you make now, they can go throughout the game and win you the game. And, the fact that he was being considered for the block and was able to talk his way out of it, I mean, that's pretty good.
It's very, very good because on week one, this is a very classic rule. Everyone is just looking for the easy way out. And I
Yes.
think for Dee, especially from what we have seen about her so far, she recognizes, all right, I am a former reality TV winner. I was just on Survivor 50. Everyone knows who I am. I do not need to go in here and do, Angela's in the cast, so might as well bring her up. What Angela did her first time as head of household, she does not want to ruffle any feathers. Like, she just wants to get in there, get rid of somebody who presumably a lot of people in the house want out, and then in theory she can just kind of fall back in and hopefully nobody will be talking about her.
It's kind of interesting the way that Dee has tried to maneuver this, because she is coming in as a big threat from Survivor, a winner. I mean, we already saw Devon's come in and be like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
I played Survivor twice. I'm a two-time loser. I'm no threat." And I was like, "How is Dee going to get around that? She's won." And
Yeah.
she is coming in and kind of like, "Yeah, okay, over on Survivor, but man, I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know how to play." And people are buying into it, where you've got people like Jason being like, "Man, somebody's gonna have to hold her hand through this. That could be me." I'm like, "Oh, Jason, no, no, no,
How
no."
how Jason, how do you believe that? How do you believe this? You were on reality television before.
Yeah, it was really surprising that Dee was able to actually really sell this story.
Yeah, I don't believe it for a second. I think a lot of people in the house probably won't believe it for a second. I mean, I understand the idea that both Dee and Devin, who has been trying to get people to explain to him parts of the game where it's just once again like, okay, Devins, you're not that dense. Like, they're both smart enough to do a lot of research, but this is a
Of
lot
course.
about threat management, right? Early on in the game, you want to surround yourself with people who you think are going to keep you safe, but you also do not want to stick out by any means necessary.
And that's where we start to talk about Angela, who has said that she was going to come back in and have a different strategy. She does not want to play the same game that she already played, because that didn't end up with the win. She knows that she needs to hit the curve and do things a bit differently. So far, I mean, it's pretty early on in the game, but
Yes,
she is holding true to that.
I am shockingly impressed by Angela so far this season. And I know she's kind of like a sleeping dragon in a way. I think at some point she's going to breathe fire on all of these people.
She played like this over on Amazing Race. Like, she was a completely different person. So we'll see how it goes until there's like actual drama that's coming towards her, if she's able to hold it together or not. It's all good to be like, "Hey, I'm going to be fine about everything," when the waters are calm.
Yeah, I traditionally one of the things that I do hate is that whenever you have an older house guest, they kind of get characterized as, oh, you're the dad or you're the mom of the
Yep.
house. And that's just so cliche. But with Angela, I think she's willingly trying to lean into that a little bit
Mhm.
because she is a returning player. She actually can take on a parental role in a way where she can help people to feel better about their positioning in the game, where they stay. Like, a great example to get more into Mallory as a nomination,
Yeah.
Angela has already tried to encourage Mallory and was also just like, listen, I was in this position, I don't know, 6, 7 times on my season. It's something you can get through, especially now. We're in the blockbuster era, right? Like, there are so many ways to avoid being in danger.
Yeah, Mallory still has some chances to get out of this mess. Like says,
Yeah.
blockbusters, DeVito, she could maybe socially find a way around it. It's only Saturday. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many days still ahead. She could turn this around.
Yeah. So let's just get into why Mallory in the first place is in this spot with the other nominations. And this is a classic Big Brother rule. Potential future Big Brother house guests who are out here watching this video, don't make yourself too obvious a part of any group within the first few
Yes.
days. I'm
Oh my
talking,
goodness.
it can be an alliance, it can be a friend group. Just social butterfly it. Be like your guy Drew. Just like flap your wings, go over talk. Don't make people think you're just like locked in, because everyone seemingly decided that Mallory, Lyric, and Melody, that they were super tight. They were a 3-person group. And of course, D, looking for an excuse, a way to get out of this week, okay, is thinking, all right, we just got to find a way to split this group up.
And he's not wrong, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we even saw in the premiere that we had Mallory being like, oh my goodness, Lyrics in this house. She's such a huge, TikToker. I'm going to be her best friend. It's just like, oh my God, it's so early.
Yes.
You can't get into a group this early and be this obvious. Like, it's just not great gameplay. And she did this to herself.
Yeah.
However, there is still time to right the ship.
Yeah, like, I do have a few questions to D, and I'm not saying she's playing this terribly, but it's just interesting that she really seems to want to split this group up. Why did you just not nominate all 3 of them? Like, if this was your real goal at this point, because, hypothetically, you could be in a situation where, depending on what everybody else wants, none of them may end up being evicted this week, unless there's some weird situation where, thanks to the veto, blockbuster, whatever, you end up with 2 of them on the block come eviction night.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that it could go another way, but I mean, it could have gone another way anyways. We could have had all 3 of them on the block. One wins a blockbuster, one wins a veto, and there's only one left.
So I think a part of this is D is trying to once again take the easy road out here, because she knows if she puts up all 3 of these people, 2 of them probably sticking around, they're going to be mad. She's tried to come up with this excuse with her nominations that is, we had these 3 groups taking part in this HOH competition where each group is helping one of the returning reality stars. I'm just going to put up one person from every group. That's going to be okay, except for the fact that, you told the people in your own group that you weren't going to do this and you weren't going to put anybody up.
I know it wasn't the best move, but it does happen. I know she's out there trying to be like, I'm reassuring you, you're going to be safe,
Yes.
but you don't have a vote. You're the HOH, so you can do your best to try to like keep them as safe as you can.
Yeah.
But you can't by giving a vote.
Well, this is the other thing, another very important rule. If you get on the block, you just have to take a deep breath, suck it all in, go to another room and be upset, because, once we don't see the immediate aftermath, obviously, of nomination ceremonies on the feeds. I doubt that's going to be the way it is this entire season, but apparently Mallory did not take her nomination so great.
Yeah, no, she didn't. And you know what? It's tough. This is a hard game. I know
Yeah.
we all kind of forget that. And this is very early on where it's like, hey, you've only been in the house 5 days. Can it really be that emotional at this point? And I think first boot is tough in general, being first nominations, feeling like you're going home. Who knows how many times Mallory's tried to get on the show, going through this whole process to finally get on the show,
Yeah.
to just be the first one going back out again. I mean, it's tough.
It's got to be especially tough for Mallory, who, I don't know if it's intentional or not, seemingly pretended to be a different person than who she really is.
Yeah, it was super weird to see her Instagram. I'm glad the show kind of showed it a little bit.
bit.
I mean, they still tried to be like with her space sheets and space room and wearing all the nerdy stuff and the glasses. I'm like, those glasses do not exist on your Instagram. Do you wear contacts or do you not wear glasses at all? And they just took Kelly's glasses from last year and was like, we have this prop from last year, so here you go. Like, it was super weird.
To quote Lauren from last season, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever really
I
gonna. I don't know if we're ever gonna get an answer on any of this. But
Weird.
anyway, other thing that is weird is that like 8 people overnight were like praising Yash, being like, Yash, you took this nomination so well. You're doing such a like, really? Is this all it takes to get you guys feeling good about somebody? Because if this is the case, we could be setting up a situation where your guy Drew or some other great schmoozer ends up winning, because it does feel like we have a lot of people this season, early days, who just seem to be easily influenced by what people project to them emotionally.
Having charisma and great social game and being a great schmoozer is how Dr. Will won this game. Like,
Yes.
it just is what it is. And I know we're in a new era where everyone's like, well, you have to win something as well. I still believe that that's not true. I don't think that you do have to get to the end
Mhm.
and be like, oh, I won this and this and this plus good jury management. I think if you can do really good jury management, have great relationships, able to make strategic moves behind the scenes that get people out, that isn't about winning comps, I think you still can win that way.
Let's get to my favorite part of this discussion, and this is the drama in the bizarro relationship
God.
structure that is already starting to form in this game.
How do we have a showman's this early on? Listen, Rome, I know that you said that you're like, I'm a pickleball coach. I like to flirt with my clients because that's how I get them to keep coming back. I'm like, oh my God, you're such a stereotype, my brother in Christ. So he said that that was what he was going to do. And he straight up started doing that. He's kissing Lyric on the cheek. It's already moving into the pods or kissing in the pods. I'm just like, how did you move it this fast? You must be very good at this sort of like flirty schmoozing with your pickleball if you're already moving this girl this quickly.
I should I just say it? I'm gonna say it. I don't hate Rome anywhere near as much as I was expecting to. Yes, I don't like showmances. Yes, I do not want to watch him in Lyric kissing.
It's too slimy because he said that in his
I
package
know.
where he's like, I use this to get business. And I'm not saying that people don't do that. Of course they do
Yeah.
that. But typically they're not like, this is what I'm doing to you to get your business.
I
I was just like, oh my God.
I think the reason I'm tolerating it, I can't take him seriously. He just seems like
They're
he just seems like a joke. This is the thing, and I don't know what it is, where it's just like men with mustaches right now in Big Brother. Like Vince was comedy in a very different sort of way, but it's just like Rome. I don't know what's going on up here. A lot of the time, he seems to have a one-track mind.
He does. He reminds me of Nandor the Relentless a lot for all of you What We Do in the Shadows fans. Nandor is my favorite. I really like him. So maybe I'll come around on Rome. But he does just seem like he's there for good times and vibes.
Yeah, he doesn't really seem to be thinking a lot through. And like, there's also this whole him and Lyric talking overnight, being like, "It's okay. We're not gonna act up that we're in a showman's. We're gonna try to dude. It is day 4 that you guys are already kissing in a. Do you think that these other people are dumb?
Also, you're all living together.
Yes.
So there's nowhere to hide in this house. And that's always the worst part of showmance is that people are like, we're going to try to hide it. There is nowhere for you to go. There is so many people in this house. The only way you hide this showmance is by not having one and not being
Yes.
together ever.
Okay, so speaking of people who are not altogether self-aware about what other people are thinking about them, Mallory's already complaining to Jason about how everyone is starting to suspect her little 3-person group, and of course they are if you're talking to each other, but one of the names she's really throwing out there as a responsible party for getting this information out is Haley, who is turning into already a very big antagonist in my mind for Big Brother 28.
Yes.
She is coming across as very cold. She's coming across as very, I'm upset that these people are talking. It seems like she might have had a little bit of a crush or crush adjacent thing going on with Rome, and now she's upset that Rome and Lyric are together, and she's very, very annoyed about this. Like, here's how crazy this is already, where Haley is already expressing she can't be friends with Rome anymore. Rome, you are done because in her real life, girls are just, they're not okay with their boyfriends being friends with her. It's like, what? Is everybody just worried about you all the time, Haley? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's what I take away from that. If you've got women that are like, I don't want Haley around my boyfriend, is it because everybody else is just jealous of you? That seems like how she's trying to portray it.
Yeah.
But I always get a little bit nervous about that, where I'm like, or are women clocking you that maybe you're a problem to be around their boyfriend and they don't want to deal with that, so they're cutting you out? You are making a huge presumption that Lyric is not going to be okay with this with someone that she's known for 5 days. This is not her boyfriend.
It also just feels like you're making an excuse that you're upset, you don't want to talk to Rome anymore, so you're just like finding a way to project all of this outward. Like, I didn't want to jump on board. Like, there's this comparison online that Haley reminds a lot of people of Christmas, two-time Big Brother player Christmas, and I didn't want to just be like, okay, she's another athletic woman, let's just lump her in. But in terms of like their attitude on the show and how it seems like Haley's just not talking to a lot of people and already cutting people out in terms of who she wants to be around, she is a lot like Christmas. I'm sorry.
Listen, this is Big Brother. You can't cut people out like that
Yes.
so early. Again, sort of what I said about even early, you always have to be thinking about jury management.
Yes.
You have to. What if Lyric and Rome end up on the jury and you've treated them like this on day 5 and you're going to treat them all the way to there? You've already lost 2 votes and 2 people are going to be like, well, why would I ever throw my vote towards you? You've treated me like this since day 5.
Haley is basically the anti-Drew, where she is just like, I don't want to mingle with people. She is facilitating a situation that honestly, I do love at the end of the day, because it could lead to a split house, split. I want a split house, and we kind of have the beginnings of it already. Like,
Yep.
this is what makes these HOH kind of interesting right now, is that she's gone after Mallory for making her alliance to a parent, when at the same time, everyone is starting to clock that, all right, Dee is very close to Kamu, very close to Haley. Like, they have spent a ton of time talking together in the head of household room. So yeah, there's this perception right now that these three kind of think that they might be running the show, but the reality here is, yeah, they have power this week. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, because yeah, Drew has spent a lot of time with them, but I also am kind of sitting back and wondering, especially because he did spend that time with Melody overnight. It's like, does Drew really want to be with them, or is Drew just sort of doing the whole, hey, you're HOH, I'm just going to pretend to be your best friend for a while?
And that's the right thing to do. Whoever is the HOH, you need to make them feel comfortable in where they're sitting, that you're part of the crew, that you're okay. You can switch it up the next week. He's not really in a, all hands in alliance with anybody yet. So that's okay. And he can do that. But
Yeah.
it does seem like he wants to also work with Devons, which, we had kind of talked about.
Yes.
At the preseason, where it's like, oh, he's got this connection to Mr. Beast, so does Devons. It kind of makes sense that they're both in that same kind of world, that there would be that connection. And of course, when Devons came in, Drew was like, oh my God. So he is still bringing information to Devons. It feels like that is somebody he's really locked in on.
Yeah, which I'm cool with this, because it also feels like they are both aware that they can't make it too obvious. Like, these are
Yes.
two schmoozers basically schmoozing together. Like, this could be a really fun alliance. And I also feel like Devons might be doing the same thing Drew is when it comes to Dee and this Kamu and Haley, and Chuck's kind of in this group too, where he's talking a lot with them. He makes them feel like he's close to them. I think Devons and Dee are probably going to work together, or at least keep each other safe, because, if you get rid of one of them, the other one definitely does stick out a little bit more, right?
Absolutely. Keeping them both in the game for a little while is the way to go.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be something that sticks around for a little while, but this is sort of the quote unquote power group right now. But as you guys are probably running numbers in your head, you're probably like, that's not a majority of the house. And you're right. That's not the majority of the house. I think we've got a lot of people sort of laying low right now, because you don't want to expose your hand until, at the very least, after the veto ceremony. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen at that point. Because right now, there's only one person who's really kind of fighting for Mallory a lot. And it's ironically not one of the people in our group. It's Angela, who seems to not really understand what's actually going on in terms of Dee's target.
This is why I'm so frustrated with the way that this HOH has played out, that not everyone can play, because we have really fit all the dynamics of the house of who's kind of starting to group up with who, and it usually is based on whoever has that first HOH. So
Yeah.
my guy Drew is part of this, like, well, power alliance. There's not enough of them really at this point, but I do think that he is moving throughout the house with other people, and I feel that once Dee is out of power, unless the next person that comes in is like whoever, a Chuck or a Kamu or whatever, I'm sure Drew will be like, hey, I'm already part of this. But if not, I feel like that's when he's going to really solidify being somewhere else.
I am very excited for Drew. I'm very worried for
Temecula Drew. Okay, let me waste your time for a second. So
Okay.
my husband is not someone who watches Big Brother, but as I mentioned on here, you know, we live in Temecula. Drew's from Temecula. Drew looks like my brother Jeremy. So after the premiere, my husband walks in and he's just like, so how's Temecula Jeremy doing? Has he won the HOA yet? I'm like, God, he will not stop calling it the HOA. So I'm so sorry if I end up calling it the HOA as well.
I am banishing the HOA. All HOAs in general can go. No, I like Temecula Drew, not just because he's from Temecula. Like, I will step into Melody's game show for a moment here because it is
your girl.
It's kind of a sad game show right now because on one level, I continue to really like her because I think she is a gamer. Like, she talked a lot with Ashley overnight about trying to pivot, trying to find things to do. Like, she recognizes, okay, I can't hitch my wagon to somebody who's going to be taken out of the game. The problem is, you got to be careful with how you say that to people. She said something to this effect with Devins, and now Devins is basically like, I don't trust her because she's already jumping ship on somebody she was supposedly close to just because she was nominated.
I know. I'm a little bit worried about her.
Okay, I want to give a shout out now. We'll talk about the unlocked twist in a moment, but I do want to give a shout out here to Ashley, because how lucky are we that for the second straight season, we have an Ashley on the feeds who is a little bit messy, incredibly entertaining. Ashley, her conversation with Melody is really, really fun. I'm going to throw this out here. I know we're anti-showmans. I ship her and Barrett. I love Ashley Barrett. I'm sorry.
So many people are shipping them. You are not alone. I have seen so many Ashley Barrett memes already online. Everybody is clocked in for this. And me too. I don't really love showmances, but there's something just wholesome about the two of them. Also, we're big fans of the boys, so we are down for the memes.
It is. They're just so quirky and strange and funny. And it's just like, Ashley, she's on another planet sometimes, but she's very funny with the way that she talks. And of course, Barrett is this nerdy guy. Okay, we have one other narrative to actually get into here before the unlocked twist. And this is the impending showdown, aka Brodown, that is going on, where there can only be one alpha in the house. Is it Kamu or is it Rome?
It's Rome. Let's go. I'm not here for Kamu. I still just can't connect with him yet. It's just, I am not into MMA fighting. I just haven't really been able to connect with him on the feeds yet. He's just not it for me.
Kamu is already trying to set up Rome as his sort of future target. And to be fair, I can't tell if he's saying this to Haley because he's trying to just enable her disgust of Rome in the house right now, or if he legitimately feels, but I think to me, he doesn't like that here's Rome who's getting all this attention. We know that Rome said pre-game he wants to work with the betas of the house, and a truly ridiculous statement. But I think Rome has already tried to implement this, and I think people like Kamu don't really like it.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is that this season, you know, there's a few bros in the house, but there's not actually a lot of bros in the house.
Yeah.
So if I was Kamu, I would actually want Rome to stick around for a little while because I don't want to be like the only biggest burliest guy left in the
Yes.
house. That's a problem. You need Rome and Chuck to stick around for a little while.
Yeah, you do, because none of these returning reality stars. I mean, Dee is a physical threat, but she's not a physical.
For sure.
But she's not a physical bro threat. Like, that's a
No.
very specific thing that gets targeted. But okay,
Yeah.
let's just give a little bit of feedback here on this BB time capsule twist that was announced on Unlock.
Yeah.
Here's how this is gonna work. Every week, this is gonna give a house guest who is picked by America the chance to have a power or a punishment from Big Brother's past.
Oh my God, if they do not bring back Jesse in the box, that you are like stuck with him in a room and he's giving you protein shakes and workout, that was one of the funniest punishments I've ever seen while money is raining down outside. I have never laughed so hard in my life.
It was so unbelievably funny. Like, to me, I want a duo punishment where you have to do it with somebody else. Like, think Sari and Felicia in the kayak
It's
where they're
so
having to
funny.
row, especially because they couldn't stand each other half the time. It made it all the funnier. But it's just like, I want some sort of duo punishment. And my opinion on this twist right now is going to vary dramatically depending on what the twists are, because I think we're all a little bit worried. We don't want people to necessarily know that America loves them or doesn't, because then that gets into their head. Then they could start pandering. Who wants pandering?
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the hard thing with America being involved because there are some people on here already. I mean, we have Lyric, who's a huge TikToker.
Mm.
I'm sure she does care what America thinks. I mean, Drew's also not as big as Lyric, but has been on other reality shows. He's a TikToker. I'm sure he wants America to love him as well. You're not on TV to come on and be like, man, I really want everyone to hate me. Even Angela's come back and been like, wasn't my finest moment. I would like to change things around and change the perception of me. So I'm back. You know, it's tough because even we're just, watching Love Island
Yeah.
and you've got people on there. Kate is just like, oh man, America hates
I
me.
know.
And she's like melting down about it. And it's like, it's okay. If you're really happy in your relationship, then just keep on doing what you're doing. Like, well, who cares what America thinks?
You can't trust America. They kept voting for Melanie and Sincere to stick around.
No, you can't. Listen, let's go all the way back. Beep, bop, bop, bop,
Okay.
boop. We are in the past to Big Brother 1, where
Whoa.
America was allowed to vote on people. And Brittany Petros was the most popular person in the house. Everybody loved her, and America really loved her as well. The one time she was ever on the block against Chicken George, Chicken George's family, back then it was like at home phone, and you had to pay for every single vote. And Chicken George's family had some businessman behind all of it that was paying for people to just call in and get rid of Britney over and over. So it was just whoever has the money gets the person out. They even had a shot of like some little girl who was like 8 years old or 7 who didn't know what she was doing, just pressing the button to get her out. It's not always working. There's a reason why they took out America's vote on stuff like this. So I'm going into this concerned. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm concerned about a couple of things. Like, there is that chance that America votes for somebody and then they end up getting a punishment instead. It's sort of like back in
Punishment. I can't wait to see that Jesse Pandora's box thing. If they do not bring that back, this is a really special season with the 1000th episode. If they do not bring that back, I'm going to be so pissed.
I'm just going back to season 15 when Alyssa kept being voted the MVP and then they changed the rules for it. And then Alyssa ended up being in trouble because nobody understood the rules. Like, there's a chance something like that could happen. This is my biggest concern. That the powers, the rewards, if they put in the coup de Jeff as one of these, don't overpower the rewards thanks to America. That will be a send myself through a window moment.
I agree. Even if it goes to someone I'm rooting for, like Drew, I'm still not going to like it. I don't want my person to win the game because they just got handed it. It's not the way to go.
That's just not as much fun. But you know what is fun? The Big Brother live feeds are back. We are here. We're going to be here every day with the live feeds. So stick around with us and join our memberships on YouTube. As Jess said, as we said earlier, we have a video over there that is all about this HOH twist. If this is the most unfair thing Big Brother has ever done, we really appreciate your support there. Thank you so much. We'll see you here next time.